Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Monday. Holy shit, it's a good day, guys. It's a new week in quarantine. Fake it till you make it. My body is exhausted today. I told you guys I've been doing this like yoga lattes and like trying to get them muscles dough and strengthen and not just be doing cardio because I was looking a little frail. And yeah, my body's exhausted. I can't go to bed until like 5 in the morning. I'm up all night thinking about all of my worst fears on the planet, which I'm sure you guys are too. And it doesn't make it any easier that we are right around the corner from November. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen with this election and all of the stuff that's going on with Trump, which we will be talking about today on Live with the Roxy. Trump being released from the hospital today at 6:30, supposedly. A ton of new people in the White House getting COVID and what that looks like even. So much turmoil. What's going to be happening with the debates, with the VP debate, with the presidential debate? Is Trump actually okay enough to leave the hospital? I don't know. In the world of entertainment, we got a lot of stuff going on today too. Regal and Cineworld cinemas are shutting down as of Thursday. Bond kind of put the nail in that coffin, but these theaters just can't stay fucking open right now. They just can't, because who's going to the movie theaters? It's just too dangerous. There's a modern Alice in Wonderland musical that's in the works at Netflix starring Sabrina Carpenter, who you guys know both from Broadway and her newly found TV film career. Dune is getting delayed, and not just a little delay. We're not talking about December to March. We're talking about December to October 2021. A lot of entertainment news today, a lot of political news today, and that makes sense because that's what this show is. Today, Live at the Roxy. Also, as always, Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mattingly, arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. Star for killing Breonna Taylor. Star, all three of them. Who knew we had to say all that? But apparently we motherfucking do. Oh, and it's October, so it's spooky season. I was watching Lovecraft Country last night. Send bunnies if you're watching it. Holy shit, is that show getting scary and creepy. And it wasn't a good idea for me to try to watch that at 1 a.m. last night as I was going to bed. Probably one of the reasons I didn't go to bed until 4 p.m. anyway. Oh boy. Today also I'm going to get tested for COVID, not because anything happened, but because I am going to be on set on Wednesday and they're requiring us all to go get tested today. So wish me luck on that. It's going to be right after this show, so I might have to cut out a little bit early. And as I let you guys know, initially Natalia Ramos was supposed to be on the show tomorrow. She's still thinking she might be able to be on the show. It's a really good time for her to be on the show, as you guys love Nat as much as I do, especially for her political outlooks and explanations of things. However, she might have to go to another job tomorrow. So she's going to let me know later today. If she is here tomorrow, if you're in the $10 up tier on Patreon, you get to ask her a question there. Otherwise, in the Super Chat or Streamlabs. And Wednesday, our streaming time is going to be a little off because I am shooting on set. I'm probably only going to do a 5-minute show. My call time for that just moved an hour earlier, though, so I just don't know. But I'm not going to break the streak, so I'll keep you guys posted. We also have World Girls Wednesdays, where we're giving Witchcraft a whirl this Wednesday, so that's happening. And then this weekend, I am officially going away for 2 days. It's just driving distance, so not far. So I will still be streaming. I don't know how my Wi-Fi will be. Of course, I'll be bringing my hotspots and I will still go up, but you will see me in a different location. And I don't know exactly the hours of that yet, but I really need to be doing this. So I am. And there she blows. That's all that. As always for today's show, please let me know what you guys are thinking. If you want your comments read out loud, your questions, comments, or concerns, please go to streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar or right here in the Super Chat. I would love to hear everything that you guys have to say, everything and more. In this Streamlabs, like I said, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Let's see. yesterday or today, Glenn Caesar, just like a couple minutes ago, said, "Hello, Roxy. Love ya. How are ya? As always, thanks for hanging out with us and giving us a show today. I just had another meditation session where I got feverish and started laughing, and then my whole body got tingly, so I'm feeling pretty good right now." Wow, damn, Glenn. Wow. And a second part, thank you so much for the support, Glenn. You're fucking awesome, as always. I hope you get lots of fuck yeah news that will lift your spirit and keep you laughing and smiling all day/night long. Remember, RJ and rock stars. You're kind, you're smart, you're important, and so you are worthy. Peace, love, and hugs. Have a great day. I love that. Kind, smart, important, worthy. Try to remember that, guys, as this shit gets really hard and we're going into those winter months, and I have a feeling it's going to get a little harder. So we got to brace ourselves. Not that bracing for impact really works, as I've told you guys, but we'll do the best that we can, and we certainly will be doing it together. Where do we want to start today? Do we want to start on the political side of things, or do we want to start on the entertainment side of things? Send bunnies for politics, send hearts for entertainment. Bunnies for politics, heart for entertainment. It's kind of hard because all of it really has to do with COVID and the delays and the pushes and the president and all of it. But I'm a voice of the people, so I want to do what it is you guys want to do today. Seems like, okay. Rob Fishbeck says Trump. You didn't listen to the instructions, Rob Fishbeck. Matt sent hearts. Kate sent bunnies. Third turd sent hearts. Seems like you guys are. Oh, no, now I'm seeing a lot more bunnies. Now I'm seeing a ton more bunnies. We're going to start with politics then. Woohoo! That was my facetious woohoo. Can you tell? Donald Trump is apparently leaving the hospital. Yo, for those of you guys who missed him tweeting, because I know a lot of people were talking about how he was not tweeting as much as he used to when he was in the hospital. Well, you asked for it. Here are a couple things that he tweeted today. An hour ago, he says, "It is reported that the media is upset because I got into a secure vehicle to say thank you to the many fans and supporters who were standing outside of the hospital for many hours and even days to pay their respect to their president. If I didn't do it, media would say rude, capitals, 3 exclamation marks." What he's talking about here, of course, is risking the lives of Secret Service members who had to be in the car with him as they drove him around as he had COVID. Thanks for that, Donald Trump. Really, really kind. Also, he tweeted, "I will be leaving the Great Walter Reed Medical Center today at 6:30 p.m. feeling really good. Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. We have developed under the Trump administration some really great drugs and knowledge. I feel better than I did 20 years ago." Okay? Let's break down this motherfucking tweet. All right, so he's going to be leaving today at 6:30 p.m. All right, so apparently at 6:30 p.m. he's going to be leaving. That's relatively soon. We'll see if that ends up happening. That must mean they're feeling okay about his condition. Don't be afraid of COVID. Oh my God, just because you didn't get deathly ill or die does not mean people shouldn't be afraid. This is the exact wrong message to send. In fact, Donald Trump, it seems as if you infected so many people around you, and I would be shocked to find out none of them get severely ill. So really, you should be afraid, especially considering A, you called this a plague the other day for the first time. B, we don't know that you're out of the woods yet. They say that this doesn't really take full effect until day 8, 9, or 10 to see how it turns on somebody. C, why do you want more of the country not being safe? This is really fucking stupid. Okay, then he says, don't let it dominate your life. I hear when people say, like, we can't let this control our lives. I get that you still need to be a human being, but like, we're in a global pandemic. No shit, it has to dominate our lives. Like, if this shouldn't dominate your life, what should? What should dominate somebody's life other than a disease that is killing our elderly and our sick? I think we should let that make us take precautions, but okay. We have developed under the Trump administration. Why is he calling it the Trump administration? Say under my administration, your Trump. Interesting third person choice that he does. Some really great drugs and knowledge. Interesting that Trump, you didn't actually use the drugs that you developed. You used the other drug. So that's kind of weird. I feel better than I did 20 years ago. I don't know what that part of the tweet's about. I fucking have no idea. So you're what, then when you were in your 50s? I mean, there's definitely rumors about you being like a big cokehead and partying and all of that. So are you talking about like, what are you talking about? Why do you feel better when you have COVID than when you did 20 years ago? Is that you just trying to say that you feel good? I don't even know what. I feel better than I did 20 years ago. Is it a knock on how you felt 20 years ago? Or is that you saying you feel good now? What happened 20 years ago? You still have COVID. You're going to have COVID for mad more days. What the fuck? Such a strange tweet. But here's the thing. There's a lot of upsetting things about this. But one of the most upsetting things about this is that this tweet has 305,000 likes. 305,000 likes. Who do you have to be to like this tweet? What part of this tweet is likable? What are you liking? That he's leaving the hospital? Maybe. Are you liking that he's saying that you shouldn't let it dominate your life, which is essentially saying like people go out and do what you want and don't wear a mask? Are you liking that he refers to himself as Trump? You're liking that he felt like shit 20 years ago? What are you liking about this tweet? I mean, it's just such bullshit. Such bullshit. And in regards to him riding outside of the Walter Reed facility in the back of the Suburban when the Secret Service was in the front, I saw this really poignant tweet that made me feel sick. Especially as you guys know, any like mother stuff makes me really fucking feel my core. But Ryan McCarthy, who I believe is a journalist and has also run some major publications. Ryan McCarthy, whose handle is at McCarthy Ryan J, retweeted a tweet that was from Caitlin Collins. It says, President Trump wearing a mask rides by his supporters outside Walter Reed while in the back of a Suburban. And then it was CNN, the CNN image of them. And he retweets the tweet, or he quote tweets the tweet. And he writes, my mom died alone in a hospital this May. We couldn't be with her when she died for one simple reason, to protect others from COVID. I can't believe this happened, and I can't believe this was allowed. We have to be better than this. Oh, God, that fucking broke my heart because I know a lot of people and stories like this where family members died alone because you weren't allowed to be with them. If they had COVID, you could not come into the hospital at risk of spreading this horrible disease. And so of the over 200,000 people who have died from this, so many of those deaths were by themselves, not surrounded by their kids or their parents or their siblings or their spouses, but in a hospital with doctors who could barely be in the same room with them because they had this infectious disease and they're dying alone. And Trump, who has COVID, gets to go for a joyride to wave at all of his supporters and fans and risk other members of society, such as Secret Service, getting this illness and possibly getting really sick. It's so fucked up and sad. And yeah, Neil Prospect in the chat says, my grandpa died alone in the hospital from COVID and I couldn't even go to the funeral. That's the kind of shit that I'm talking about, where it's like, if you looked at the president's hospital room and you saw he had a dining room table and a desk and an office, he gets to go on these rides and risk other people's lives. I get that he's the president of the United States, but this kind of special treatment is appalling. When then you're in a tweet out saying, don't be afraid of this. Just because you didn't die alone in a hospital bed, because you had access to the best treatment in the world doesn't mean that other people don't. And it's really, truly fucked up. And that's one of the big fucked up things about this disease is we don't know exactly who it's going to get. We know people who are more at risk, but we just don't fully know. So this was crushing and disturbing on so many levels. Not surprising because Donald Trump seemingly time and time again makes the wrong choice when given the choice to do the right thing or the wrong thing. He constantly chooses the wrong thing. This we know, which is why we have to vote him out in November. And that just kind of is what it is. But I saw that and I was just highly fucking disturbed and wanted to share that with you guys, as that is what we do on this show. There are also a ton more people who are getting COVID in the White House. As we already talked about, Kellyanne Conway, or in the Republican Party as well, Kellyanne Conway contracted COVID, as did Chris Christie. And then today it came out that one of his, let me find, I am always forgetting her name, Kaylee, you guys know who I'm talking about, but I don't remember her. Kaylee, you guys, come on, help a sister out. She's live on air and she's fucking up. McEnany, that's what her last name is, was diagnosed. Is that the right word? Diagnosed with COVID. And she had been the press secretary. Yeah. She had been holding meetings and giving press conferences and speaking to the press with no mask on. Like, there was this video that I watched that was fucking horrifying to watch, that she comes out. And by the way, this woman is, I gotta say, this is the scary part too. She's beautiful. She's well-spoken. She has like this air about her that's like, I take no shit, but I'm tough and whatever. So as another woman, I want to look at her and just fucking root for her. Like, what a strong ass woman. But absolutely not. And this shit that she's pulling is crazy. And to come out and to rip off her mask and to speak to members of the press, and then to be, and knowing that she was in contact with Trump, and then to test positive for COVID and to further put people's lives at risk, is just like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Like, I hate, Joseph says you can be strong and stupid too. Totally. I just like hate ripping on women, but like, is this woman kidding me? Is she fucking kidding me? It doesn't make any sense that she would be doing that. And then she would be like, you know, to know that you've been exposed to somebody, and to know that so many people in your cabinet and your party and in the White House are testing positive for COVID, and then to go and talk with people anyway, and then to not wear a mask. Like, not only are you not quarantining, and now she tweeted that she will be quarantining, but it's like, yeah, like too little too late. I mean, better late than never, but still at the same time, what, like, how are you gonna feel? How do you feel good about what you've done? How? It's fucked up. And this is just seemingly like, when it's coming from the head of the snake who's saying, don't be afraid of this thing, people listen to him. He's the president of the fucking United States. And people listen to him. And that's scary as hell. Don't be afraid of COVID. And so people aren't. And then they're dying. And that's what that is. People responding to everything going on now. Judd Apatow said, so he will be cheating on his wife with adult film stars again and hiding the fact that he doesn't pay taxes, calling veterans suckers and losers, and will be misleading the country about COVID so hundreds of thousands more die. Like, people are not pulling their punches anymore. I mean, some celebrities are straight up, like, Twitter has said that if you wish death on Donald Trump, they will remove you. We saw that happen with Mike Kalinowski. He straight up got removed from Twitter after saying he thought that Donald Trump should jump off a bridge or something. And Obama didn't get that same fair treatment, but okay. But people, other than saying that, are not fucking holding back. and especially celebrities. I've never seen celebrities be as vocal about things in my life, and not pulling their punches because they don't give a fuck anymore. Like, everyone is out for blood at this point because there's so much blood that's spilling. So yeah. Also trending is HIPAA. Trump's doctor evokes HIPAA regulations when asked about the status of the president's lungs. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, protects patients from having sensitive medical information disclosed without their consent or knowledge. Patients, however, can waive those protections to allow their medical provider to speak openly to the media on their condition and treatment. Obviously, that's not what's happening because we have no transparency in this administration. Transparency does not fucking exist here. Sean Spicer tweeting saying, it's one thing to report an additional staff from the White House has tested positive, but revealing their name seems like a violation of HIPAA. That was in response to ABC News learning that Chad Gilmartin, a member of the White House press shop, also is positive. Sources revealed that this past weekend. Sean fucking Spicer. Oh, man. And they're predicting by January that right now we have 200,000 dead. And they're predicting by January we're going to have 400,000 people dead. And this thing is not only is it not slowing down, but it's speeding up. And it's going to speed up more when people listen to a president that says to not be afraid. I know I'm preaching to the choir. You guys are all on the same page as me, but it's just fucking frustrating and sad and disgusting. And I can't believe that our country is in this place. Can't believe we're in this place. Wow, you guys are informing me on something that broke seemingly from Deadline 9 minutes ago. So let's transfer over to entertainment news for a second, because I see that it says that Glow is canceled by Netflix and won't proceed with the fourth and final season due to COVID-19. This is gutting news. Obviously not as gutting as what I was just talking about with Trump, but for us fans of television, Glow is one of the best shows that's come out in decades. This show is amazing. This show is a female empowerment show that has got a sick fucking cast and brought Alison Brie and Betty Gilpin and Mark Maron to the screen together. I mean, this show is awesome. It's funny. It's raunchy. And apparently it won't be returning. The streamer was reversed its new renewal decision. The decision was made more than a year ago in August 2019. The series starring Alison Brie, Betty Gilpin, Mark Maron has become the latest casualty of coronavirus-related production shutdowns. Quote, COVID has killed actual humans. It's a national tragedy and should be our focus. COVID also apparently took down our show. Netflix has decided not to finish filming the final season of Glow. This is coming from series creators Liz Flahive, I don't know if that's how you say it, Flahive, and Carly Mensch. That was in the statement to Deadline saying, we were handled the creative freedom to make a complicated comedy about women and tell their stories and wrestle, and now that's gone. There's a lot of shitty things happening in the world that are much bigger than this right now, but it still sucks that we don't get to see these 15 women in a frame together again. We'll miss our cast of weirdo clowns and our heroic crew. It was the best job. Register to vote and please vote. That's what they had to say. Wow. Glow was about 3 weeks into filming its fourth season when production was suspended in mid-March amid the escalating COVID outbreak. Brie posted a photo from set on February 19th. At the time of the shutdown, Glow had completed one episode and had started on a second episode. Over the past 7 months, Netflix, which is the studio on the series, as you guys know, has been working on ways to get the show back into production. Shot entirely in Los Angeles, which has proven to be one of the more challenging locations to get large-scale productions back and running, Glow faced its own unique challenge with the physical requirements of wrestling, a focal point of the show. Obviously, with COVID, that's very challenging. That made it high risk to produce safely during COVID. That includes physical contact, heavy breathing, and exertion, which are required for wrestling, but should be avoided during a pandemic because of danger spreading the virus. That kind of makes sense. Already an expensive high-end series, Glow faced high additional COVID-related costs for its cast of 20. That combined with the uncertainty around COVID-19, the inherent physicality of the series, whose risk had to be mitigated, ultimately pushed the budget of the series too high for Netflix to proceed. That's what sources are saying, at least. Additionally, the earliest Glow would have returned to air would have been 2022, at least 2.5 years after season 3. With the significant delay and the increased cost of production, Netflix brass just didn't have confidence that there would be a big enough audience who would tune in at that point to justify the investment. All of the series regulars have been paid for season 4 in full. Wow, so they went and paid them in full anyway, and we're still not going to get it. Wow, that's wild. A Netflix spokesperson was talking to Deadline. Here's what they had to say. We've made the difficult decision not to do a fourth season of Glow due to COVID, which makes shooting this physically intimate show with its large ensemble cast especially challenging. We're so grateful to creators Liz Flahiv, sorry that I butchered that, and Carly Mensch, Junji Cohen, and all the writers, cast, and crew for sharing this story about their incredible women of Glow and us with the world, with us and the world. Wow. And apparently in August, Netflix made a similar decision to not proceed with something called The Society. I don't remember that one. And I'm not okay with this due to circumstances related to COVID. Glow, though, unlike The Society, and I'm not okay with this, earned 15 Emmy nominations and 3 wins during its run, was inspired by the short-lived but beloved 1980s show. Wow. That's wild. I mean, crushing for the cast, for the crew, for the fans. That sucks. I love Glow so much. And honestly, I do believe there is a world in which we see another season of Glow in the future. It just might not be for another 7 years. You know, they might bring it back with a reboot like they tend to do sometimes. That is wild. What do you guys think? Let me know. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer or right here in the super chat. How are you feeling about the fact that Glow just got taken from us, just got canceled, just left, and we had already been told we were picked up for another season, and they had already filmed an episode of it? Do you guys hope that there's a world in which they release that one episode? Do you guys think that there is a world in which they release that one episode? Would love to hear your thoughts. Again, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, or also right here in the super chat. Speaking of things that are delayed or canceled, this obviously is not canceled. That would be insane. But delayed, Dune just got pushed from December of this year, which we had already seen that epic trailer for, to October of 2021. That is a 9-month push. 10-month push. Yeah, 10. Well, it's October 1st. So a 9.5-month push. That is one of the biggest pushes we've seen so far in terms of what we're seeing Hollywood really thinks is going to happen with this pandemic and how it's going to affect the entertainment industry and when movies are going to be able to be released. Looking at this article coming from Collider, because it's coming from my boy Jeff Snyder, dropping the exclusive that it's moving to 2021. He says it seems the spice won't flow until next year as Warner Brothers and Legendary are moving Denis Villeneuve's Dune off its December release date and will unveil the epic sci-fi movie on October 1, 2021. The big budget adaptation of Frank Herbert's iconic novel boasts an all-star ensemble. This we've seen, especially from the trailer, but let's talk about it. Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Oscar Isaac, Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin, Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa, Stellan Skarsgård, Javier Bardem. Like, come on. Stacked ass cast. It was supposed to be December 18th, but Warner Brothers recently moved Wonder Woman to Christmas Day. So we had already talked about the fact that that was definitely a complicated push. I wonder if Wonder Woman is going to stick. MGM's decision delayed, obviously, as I mentioned this earlier, James Bond's movie No Time to Die. And now all of this meaning that Regal and Cinema are temporarily closing, or Cineworld is announcing that it's temporarily closing its Regal Cinema location in the United States of America, which is an uh-oh. This is an uh-oh. The Regal news is said to have sent shockwaves through the industry this weekend, forcing all studios to reevaluate their plans for the rest of the year. As of now, Warner Brothers' Wonder Woman 84 is still on schedule for December 25th, and Disney remains slated to release Pixar's Soul in November. We'll fucking see. We'll see. Obviously, the Dune delay has nothing to do with the movie or the production of the movie. It has everything to do with the movie theaters and if people are going to be able to see this. A lot of us were expecting this, I'm sure, but it doesn't make it any less disheartening. This is really fucking sad what's happening to Hollywood. And I don't think that Hollywood recovers for mad long. I mean, we basically, when all things are said and done, this will probably have affected 2 years worth of movies. Anything from mid-March, definitely till at least mid-March, but probably realistically all the way through for a year and a half. And then in addition to that, the other movies that are going to have to move its slate, this is affecting the next decade of films. I'm not even fucking kidding, especially our tentpole films, like what date they're going to be released. This is going to have a huge, huge hit on the industry. Dune not being able to go. Things like Glow being canceled. I get it because of the wrestling aspect, but still you would think that they would delay, but them just weighing the numbers and being like, actually, by the time this comes out, nobody's going to want it anymore. We're going to be seeing more and more of that stuff, which is wild. And I think that, I think we've got about a decade. This will be about a decade worth of serious effect on films. 2 years of movie dates actually like leaving their spot, but because this is also affecting production too. Wow. I can't believe we're never going to get Glow, and I can't believe we're not going to get Dune for another full year. It's October 5th right now. In 1 year, as of 4 days ago, we're going to get Dune. And honestly, for that, fingers fucking crossed. I have a couple, oh my God, are there so many weddings that are taking place next year? But I have weddings that were moved from this year to next year, but they're now debating moving again. You know, a wedding was moved to May, and they're going to have to seriously think about, are we going to be good to go to a wedding in May? I mean, please, oh please, but serious question. And if you don't move it soon, all the other dates are going to be taken. Just so wild to think how this has had such extreme effect on every single area. I was reading an article this morning about how this has had a huge effect on strippers. And it's like, oh my God, I wasn't even thinking about the strippers. Like Jumbo's Clown Room and what they've had to do and move to digital and all of that because strip clubs aren't even open. Let's talk about like COVID issues. I mean, yeah, A, it's indoor. B, you're all sweaty on somebody. C, you're in very close proximity. D, there's a lot of heavy breathing. I mean, like areas and industries that you don't even think about. Everybody is being fucking affected. Everybody. Which is why when any one person is like, I'm having a really hard time right now, which I say to you guys all the time, it's like, as is everyone. As is fucking everyone. I don't think we'll ever live through a crazier period of our lives than this period. This is the time. This is the craziest, which should make us feel better because at least we don't have to do this shit again. Like, I really don't believe in our lifetimes, we have to do this shit again. There's no fucking way. No fucking way. But that's why it's so sad for our elderly, because for a lot of them, this is towards the end of their years. And we want to make sure that they still have these beautiful lives and can live them out in peace and dignity and all those things. I know I just rambled a lot, but those are the things that I've been thinking about. And I'm sure you guys are thinking about them as well. I am probably going to be getting out of here very soon. As I told you guys, I am going to get tested today. But please let me know, what are your thoughts? I still have another story to talk about, but what are your thoughts in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, in the super chat. 164 of you guys watching live right now and 89 thumbs up. So let's get those thumbs going. Also, that's a lot of you guys, and I feel the love from every single one of you, and I just want to let you guys know how much I fucking appreciate it. To my amazing moderators, Matthew Gold, Jake Yacovetta, I believe you guys are the two in here today, but just mad love to the rest of you rock stars, to everybody who does financially support me in the Streamlabs and here in the super chat. It means the world. physically couldn't get through this time without you guys. I know that you guys are not doing well because I'm not doing well right now, which is direct correlation to you guys not doing well. So my heart is with you guys, and I feel awful that you guys are struggling too. So we're all in this together, and just thinking about you guys as we jump topics and go all around to some things and what the fuck matters and what the fuck doesn't. And this seems like something we're about to talk about that doesn't really matter, but it gets me excited. So hopefully it gets you guys excited. It's a little bit of a distraction. Apparently there's going to be a new Alice in Wonderland. I've always loved Alice in Wonderland as a little trippy pothead myself. I think that there's so many messages in that movie and so many trippy, wild, bizarro things that are taking place in that film. And so there's not much Alice in Wonderland news that I don't like. And then I really like Sabrina Carpenter, who apparently is now set to produce and star in Alice in Wonderland. And what I'll say about that is that she truly looks like a real life version of Alice. Like, I will show you guys what I'm talking about. But to me, actually, I found this photo earlier. I hope I saved it. If I did, I'll show it to you guys because she looks like Alice in a lot of different images. But there's this one in particular. Oh, I didn't take a picture of it. That's so unlike me. I usually screenshot everything I fucking see. Let's see. Maybe it was like her holding these flowers. And it was just so Alice in Wonderland-y, if that makes any sense. But regardless, she's going to be producing and starring in it. It's going to be a musical. It's going to be a modern version. I don't know exactly what that means. Interestingly enough, it's coming to Netflix. I was surprised by this because I was like, you would think that this would be a Disney Plus thing, but I think that Alice in Wonderland is anybody's game. You know, it doesn't have to be, it's public domain because of the story, because of the book, because of the tale. So a modern reimagined version of this, I'm totally into that and excited to see what she does with it. And especially the fact that it's musical and she's got that voice though. Yeah, I'm in. And again, it doesn't feel like big news after all the other shit that we're talking about on the show today. It's like all life or death situations. And then I'm like, but what about Alice in Wonderland? I get that that's kind of crazy, but I still dig it. For anybody who hasn't seen her, this is Sabrina Carpenter. And to me, she just looks like an Alice. It's not the picture though, but it's still a good one. Super into it. And what does it mean that it's modern? That could be kind of cool too. That could be kind of cool as well. What do you guys think? Are you excited for this Alice in Wonderland? Are you not? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat, in the super chat, in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. We are getting out of here for today. As I go get tested, wish me luck. I feel fine. I haven't been around anybody who has had COVID. I'm only going because I am shooting on Wednesday and they need me to go take this test. But it is nice to go get tested every once in a while, and I suggest that people do to make sure that they're doing okay, especially if they're going to be seeing people. I will be back tomorrow, live at the Roxy, 1 p.m., and I will be back hopefully with Natalia Ramos, our once-a-month resident guest here who is badass and always helps us understand complicated political things. She is letting me know later tonight, and I'll keep you guys posted. If you're in that $10 up tier on Patreon, then you'll be able to ask a question in there. Otherwise, like I said, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Get those questions in. The best part about Streamlabs is you can submit them at any time, and I will read them on the most upcoming show. So you don't have to be watching live. And if you aren't watching this live, or you are after the fact, please leave that thumbs up and a comment. It hugely helps with the algorithms, especially because the Glow News broke live on the show today. We'll probably be one of the first outlets talking about it. Referring to myself as an outlet. So fucking weird. So that's pretty cool. So please leave a comment. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Love you lots. See you tomorrow with or without Nat, 1 p.m. live at the Roxy. Stay safe. Make your beds. You know, all that jazz.